Hello, and welcome to the Roughneck Minutes, a Movies by Minute podcast where we go over the movie Starship Troopers 1 minute at a time. I'm one of your hosts, Matthew.
And I'm your other host, Johan.
And once again, we are joined by the host of the Fifth Eleminute and Unlimited Lives, John Robert Wilson.
Hello. I'm easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl.
All right. Maybe it's Maybelline, maybe it's not.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good, thanks. Thanks for joining us once again on Wednesday.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
This is going to be actually one of the ones that you specifically asked for because of a specific thing.
Specific happening. So, I bugged you guys. I bugged you guys when I knew that you were doing this podcast because, who doesn't love this movie, right? It's an iconic movie. It's a very, I would say, evergreen movie because it holds up really, really well. And this is the scene where we see the Hoppers for the first time and what they're capable of doing. And everyone that's seen this movie, not the TV version. I mean, the TV version, it should, but everyone that's seen this movie, the rated R version, knows that these guys are capable of lopping off soldiers' heads very easily.
Yes, we're at minute 91, and this minute begins with Razchek aiming down his non-iron-sighted weapon and ends with Rico telling Dizzy they don't have a minute. So is it back to the part where they were trying to get 20 minutes?
Yeah, he's like constantly like, "Where's my communication at? we have one more minute, and dudes are just
get a minute,
getting their heads chopped off left and right.
Yeah,
You said 1 minute 5 minutes ago, Turkish.
it's 3 minutes 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, there's one thing I noticed about the handle of Rashik's Marita compared to Johnny's is Johnny's was angled, his is not. So it's a little bit easier for him to aim down the handle. That's what I was pointing out the difference of like how does Johnny do it with that handle?
Mm-hmm.
So
Razchek's is a little more suited for like medium to short range, and while the others are more suited for medium to long range firing on theirs.
Oh, you know what I just thought of? Because you're at the front line, because they are the grunts. When you have, like, I'm just doing this with my hands right now, because the Marita, it's the back part is higher than the front. If you level that the way the handle is, the muzzle points up towards the bug's head.
Okay.
So I think that's why it's like that. But like I was just doing it with my hands right now. I'm like, oh my god, all right, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, you also have to worry about like, because that's the thing. Like, yes, this is a second bug war, but these also have to be good for shooting humans who may be like they may have to quell resistance, and I don't know if that's good for shooting down the sights to aim at a person's head.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming just like you can just point it and hope that you don't have to discharge a firearm at a civilian if you're trying to quell a rebellion. But it just seems like the way you're holding it is how Carl said to aim for the nerve stem. Mm-hmm. Like this would, if you aim down just a handle, this would actually be the right spot.
How the heck are they aiming? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I need to go on Twitter, message Casper Van Dien, and ask him specifically.
Yeah.
How did you guys aim?
I think the Space Wizards helped them aim.
I'm tired of these Space Wizards.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call Space Wizards on this.
So at 1 hour 30 minutes and 9 seconds, Ace is aiming down towards the ground to start, getting the bugs that just came up to the outpost. He is wearing a weird looking kind of like circular watch thing. Do you see that?
Whoa.
I have no clue what that is.
Oh,
so we did have one watch in here, which was made by Avocet for the fleet personnel.
It looks like a Fitbit.
Yeah, this is like a giant Fitbit.
wow.
He's counting his steps. Look at that.
You gotta,
He's counting the rate of fire.
just because you're trying to preserve life doesn't mean you can't get your 10K steps in, troopers.
Yeah. Lead by example.
Yeah. Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. Part of me thinks it may be like a radiation tracker, if anything, but I don't know why.
That is true because they do nuke certain areas.
Well, it's a clean fusion though. It's not actually dirty uranium.
Yeah, but you still want it just in case.
I suppose.
Or it's his Pipboy. So if he gets a hurt body part, it's got a frowny face and like, dotted lines of where the part was used to be okay.
I found out how they're firing and how they're aiming. They're using VATs.
Everything slows down.
They get to choose which part of the bug they shoot.
Bleep, bleep,
awesome.
bleep. Yep.
VAT system is like one of the best things ever created for a first-person shooter. I love it. It was ever since 3. You're just like, what is this? This is amazing. I love it how it's done. Even though, the newer one, they added that it's just a slowdown, but 3 where it completely stopped was just fun because it got you used to the idea of VATs. And then when you came to 4, where it's just a slowdown, you were already used to that system that you didn't take as much time trying to figure out what you needed to do.
From someone who, because I played the first 2 before I played 3 as well too. Coming from the tit for tat, the whole entire turn-based strategy shooting and everything like that from 2 to 3, that's just seemed kind of like a weird cop out because the shooting wasn't that good. I mean, you still had. I tried to play exclusively in VATS because the original one was it's my turn. I have this many AP. I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Now my enemy has this many AP. He's gonna shoot. But the shooting in 3 was really, really bad, and it was just a excuse to do that.
Yeah, I guess, but it still made it fun because you got to see the bullet go out, the explosion, like once it made contact. That was just really cool.
Oh, far be it from me to tell you that, that wasn't cool. I mean, that was amazing. I loved, shooting some dude in the head and having his head just turn into jibs.
Yeah. Because what was that perk where everybody explodes if you kill him?
Bloody Mess.
Yeah, that one was so fun to get.
And if you get Bloody Mess and Mysterious Stranger, it gets a lot more fun. Because then you get the kind of spy guitar, and then the Mysterious Stranger comes around with this Colt and just starts pumping him full of lead.
Yeah, when I started replaying it, I got rid of Bloody Mess because it wasn't needed as much. It was fun at first, and then you just used everything else so you can get Mysterious Stranger.
Oh, well, in the 4th one, actually, they included Bloody Mess to include criticals.
Oh.
So it increases your critical meter.
Okay, yeah. That's better.
So it's good to get it. It's, if you like to jib up people, obviously, but it also increases your critical chance.
Yeah, but in the 3rd one where you're just trying to find a part of the body so you can loot, like it just started like, all right, this is a pain in the ass now.
Oh, then you find an eyeball or a jaw, and then you found a rocket launcher in this jaw.
Yeah, it's like, oh, found his eyeball. What's it got? Boots. How the hell does this have boots?
This podcast is sponsored by Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Buy your copy of Fallout 4 today.
It is on sale, possibly. But yeah, I stream that quite a bit. So yeah, of course.
Yeah. Still fun.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of guns, I was going to say, I never really knew that they're bullpups, or what do you call them, Matt? What are they called in the movie?
Yeah,
bullpup rifles. They're married, yeah.
That they have shotguns in them too.
Mm-hmm.
So as the hoppers kind of come over the edge, Rico catches one in the butt with a shotgun blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of going over this. They did modify it to that the trigger. There's a 2 trigger system. The regular pointer finger has the top part, the regular automatic, and the middle finger one, where the fingers place, is the one that activates the shotgun. So there's a couple of scenes. So there's a couple of scenes you see them where they have the 2 triggers there, and we were trying to figure out what type of ammo is used in the shotgun, and the conclusion I came to was it was a sabot, which is like a slug, but it's a kind of an armor piercing round where it comes to a point.
Oh, so it's not like a scatter shotgun?
No, because I don't
slug thrower.
Yeah, Yeah, because I didn't think that the scatter shot would make those gigantic holes that you see when Johnny's trying to defend himself when he gets stabbed in the leg. That had to be something of either slug or the sabot, because the sabot could actually do armor piercing.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, we get the hoppers coming in. Actually, they fly over the camera. Razchek yells incoming, and actually, I'm at 1 hour 30 minutes and 23 seconds. I think I may again notice how they are aiming. We see the two guys, one guy on the turret. He turns around and starts firing at the hoppers. On the right hand side, the other guy who's still firing at the bugs, he has a little visor.
Yeah, I see
in front
it
of
now.
him.
I see it now.
The other one did too. I think they have like a little heads up display specifically for these turrets.
And that is cool.
Yeah.
But is this a heads up display that you can turn on? Like will it go down from your helmet if you turn it on? I don't know, but that makes a little more sense if that's the way they're shooting.
Maybe the HUD works like Bluetooth. If you're nearby it, you can sync it, and then you can
just
look
pairs
through it.
up automatically.
Yeah. So then you're not.
Would you like-
Yeah. So you're not looking at the barrel of your rifle, which to him is behind him, and he's only looking at the back of his boot. So maybe.
Would you like to connect a turret? Yes, no. Would you like to connect 1 or 2? Enter the password 0000.
Yeah, please put in a 4-digit PIN. Oh, you didn't hold the sync button long enough. God, they're
Connection
coming.
fails.
Yeah, they're coming. I can't sync.
Then it automatically syncs to your iPhone, and then it starts playing whatever's on your playlist immediately.
Girls just wanna have fun. But yes, then we get the full, damage of the hopper, what they can actually do. A trooper looks up, kind of surprised that a hopper's coming down on him, puts his hands up to try to defend himself, and I actually love going at this second by second, frame by frame, and his head and arms just slice off.
The cool part is it's not even his whole head. It's like just right above the jawline.
Yeah, he like opened up his mouth, and his bottom jaw is still on his body, but his upper jaw is or his upper mouth is just gone now.
Yeah. So I didn't know the term. I already forgot the part of the plane. What is it, John?
Ailerons.
Ailerons?
Yes.
Ailerons.
All right. Aileron. Okay, so it's that little thing on the wing that come up so then it can angle the plane when it's landing. And I was just noticing that the bugs have that with the portion that covers their wing when they kind of put in rest mode. I don't know what it would be. But the bugs are dive bombing in, and then it comes up and it lets the head pull up a bit. And I think that's when it prepares to strike, which is really cool. That's just a really cool thing to add to this hopper here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big bug. They got to turn some way or like maneuver around some way as well too. We discussed, John, that the hoppers probably have kind of fold up wings, kind of like a ladybug has, just because their carapace for covering their wings is really, really small.
Yeah, and I would imagine when their wings are when their wings are folded up, they would look like a lot like just green drones.
Mm-hmm. With giant stingers.
Yeah.
And then so hoppers again go by. A couple of troopers are still shooting at them, and then one other hopper comes by and just chops up another dude's head.
Did you notice that when the first body gets decapitated, as soon as it hits, there's like a spurt of blood on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me wonder: is that spurt from the mannequin or was it CGI added? Because otherwise, it looks cool.
I think it's a combination of both, because the whole entire, as I said, I went through this frame by frame. The person, his head coming off and his arms coming off is CG. Like, you can definitely tell. But after that, it turns, I think, into a mannequin.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the second one right here, I absolutely love, because, yeah, this is I think this is a dude with a green screen helmet or a green screen ski mask on or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah. Then he flails his arms up in the air when he gets his head chopped off.
But I'm stopped right here at 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 33 seconds, and there's like a piece of meat flying forward off of him. So I think he had like some kind of like squib to allow to, disperse some kind of meat and blood and everything. So this is possibly practical and CG combined as well too.
Yeah, because if you pause it just right, you can see the discoloration of the head is completely off, and I'd see that's where you think like that he was probably wearing the ski mask, which would make sense on how they did this part. Man, these hoppers are so cool.
But I mean, that's the blood splatter and everything is pretty accurate because your heart is still beating as well too, so it would still go. I mean, it's not going to be like a river of like a fountain of blood, kind of like anime or whatever it is.
It's like Fist of the North Star.
Oh man, don't you? What are those animes where like some dude gets his head chopped off and it's just like a geyser of blood? I'm trying to remember what. Oh, like in Ninja Scroll.
That's what I was thinking. Ninja Scroll did that. Vampire Hunter D, the second one, did that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that it's not just a fountain of blood, just like spurting up. Like even in Kill Bill, when the head gets chopped off and it's like the body's still moving around like a chicken.
Well, they in Kill Bill, I mean, that's just a blood fountain as well too. When Oren cuts off the boss Tanaka's head or whatever it is, or the boss when she's telling or what is it like? He calls her like a half American, half Japanese, whatever, and then she comes up and just slices his head off, and this blood goes everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So that the blood fountain in that one is especially too. I loved how that happened as well.
That is such a good scene, doing like where she says, "If my heritage ever comes up again," where she pulls that thread.
Well, no. I'm gonna medic this out, but I love it how she says it. I'll take your head.
Yeah. But it's that was such a good delivery of that line.
Yeah, man, she can be really intense when she wants to be.
Yeah.
But another hopper flies over our heroes, Ace and Rico, and they continue to fire at it.
Yeah, it looks like because they're pretty well aware of the way they strike, that they take cover at the right moment.
Rico takes aim with his shotgun and then blasts it once in the leg, putting it off balance.
Yeah.
And it starts to go down.
Uh-oh. We get a scene of General Owen again.
But so here's the bug. It's flailing, trying to get its balance, but it's clearly not going to happen because its pain receptors are going like crazy at this point. But here we have General Owen waving in the bug like it's a plane.
Well, there's a tight shot of his face, and he's like, "Oh no!" And there's a wide shot of him on his knees, flailing his arms.
That's why he's like waving it like not in this direction. Like no, go elsewhere.
Yeah, and the bug hits him like a semi-truck going 70 miles an hour. I mean, there's nothing left but a splat on the ground. That's all that's left.
I love that.
Yeah, there's like nothing there beforehand, and then there's a giant, just big green and red splat.
Yeah. I remember laughing so hard at this in a movie theater, and everybody around laughing at that.
Even Ace laughs a little bit about it too. He's just like, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do?"
Yeah. It's like that kind of worked out, didn't it?
Yeah. Rico says, "Oh, well," he's like, "Darn it, what's going on now?"
He was gonna be dead weight anyway.
Yeah.
Then Razchek comes up to Johnny asking, "Where are my comms?" And Rico starts to try to talk to Diz, saying, "Hey, Dizzy, where are the comms?" She's like, "Give me a minute."
We don't have a minute. Is how he should have given the next line.
just like a deep voice.
We don't have a minute.
Yeah, we got all night.
In the next minute, there's a particularly cheesy line that I'll be happy to dump on as well. So look forward to that, folks.
Yeah, on Friday actually, because this is actually the end of our minute this Wednesday.
Yeah, there's not a lot in the script about this entire scene. It's really just they're being attacked, they're shooting, and then they get picked up by the boat. The only thing that's different is they tell Ratchet gives an order to put General Owen by the wounded, like with all the other sniveling people, I guess. But yeah, there's really nothing, and I'm just loving kind of this moment where it's just wrapped up in the scene, and I'm enjoying doing these minutes right now.
Yeah, they're really intense and really, really fun.
Yeah, because at first it was really great to find all these details to everything, but after doing it for like 80 plus episodes, like there's some moments like, I don't know how you're feeling about this, Matt, but it's just like it's just about the movie and only the movie right now, and it's kind of awesome.
Kill me. Might as well just shoot me.
You know what to do. Do it.
You know what to do, Johan.
Do it, Johan. Do it.
Okay, that scene, that part in the script is different than the movie. We'll go over that when it happens, but as of right now, it's just a movie and I'm enjoying it. I'm like Ace right now, smiling like, yeah, what are you going to do, huh?
Well, JR, do you have anything else you want to say about this particular minute?
No, I'm in heaven right now. That's all.
Okay. Johanna, what about you?
Nah, I'm happy. I'm happy right now.
All right, Mr. Han, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitch and Instagram at JDASHD26. Right now, I'm Twitch streaming Monster Hunter World right now, which has been super great. You can find me on Twitter at OMG, it's Johan.
Mr. John Robert, where can they find you?
You can follow me on Twitter at JohnRobertWilso, or you can listen to my other podcasts. Me and my wife, Crystal Beth, the Movies by Minutes Maven, do a podcast similar to this one called The Fifth Eleminute, where we talk about the movie The Fifth Element. We also do a podcast over at Last Podcast Network called Unlimited Lives. It's a podcast about video games. And since we're talking about Starship Troopers, I was on a podcast called Mission to Zyxx, Zyxx. It's a podcast that's improv and sci-fi mixed up. If you like the Magic Tavern or any of those improvised D&D podcasts with a lot of really good sound engineering, you'll really like this one. I play a insect hive overmind that is more or less a ripoff of the Overmind from StarCraft, but there's lots of Starship Trooper and sci-fi specifics mapped onto there. So if you like this, you'll like episode 4 of Mission to Zyxx. Assimilation is futile.
And you guys can follow me pretty much anywhere on the internet at AllTabMatt, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, what have you. I've gone back to Fallout just a little bit because of our last episode. But you guys can follow the show itself at The Roughneck Min on Twitter, MIN. You can also go to our Facebook group, The Roughneck Minute Billet, to continue the conversation and talk about anything else. Talk about hoppers and their ailerons and their head cutting off abilities. You can also go to our website for any past episodes or show notes, theroughneckminute.podbean.com. And also, please, guys, subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, what have you, or any other podcatcher you guys can find. But I've been one of your hosts, Matthew.
And I've been your other host, Johan.
And I've been the guest, John Robert Wilson.
We will see you on the bounce, troopers.